Hi, this is No Ordinary Voice of Spiritual Ventriloquism. You're all listening to Dummy himself. Well, I was having a conversation with someone the other day. Normally, I do not speak on speak much on the subject of patriarchy, polygyny, or polygamy. Being that, right now, presently, part of the 5%, that's not engaging in it. I'm not part of that 5% that is engaging in it. So I don't consider myself a subject matter expert on the subject, being that I don't have the life experience, or at least have even stuck my toes into the water to have that life experience. So I leave that up to the people that are better than me. What I do feel qualified to speak on, however, is the psychology behind that, because I'm a man. It's obvious that men are more, receptive to engaging in this kind of activity. There's few women, especially in the Western world, that this is kosher to them. So, but the amazing thing of it is that, how women will literally get so bent out of shape over, their husband stepping out on them, or having a girlfriend on the side, or a woman on the side. And I'm speaking in the realm, not in the patriarchal sense of the practice, but just downright common practice. Maybe it is and I believe it is an instinctive thing in men, which is why I think that some of these covenants that we engage in are so unrealistic. We engage in covenants, making promises that we neither desire to fulfill, or at least are not thinking about the fact that could become an option in the future, and therefore we make unwise vows, and we form covenants based on getting what we want for the moment without considering the future and our own personal welfare and gratification. Now, that may seem selfish to a woman, but guess what? You're not made like us. You weren't made to be like us, okay? So therefore, you're on the outside looking in. But it's just amazing how, women can get so bent out of shape over something that is, obviously throughout all of history has been so replete. It's like they're trying to live in a fantasy world where, everything always goes their way. Nothing ever goes wrong. They themselves are never challenged to grow or to suffer any kind of loss, It's all got to be, where they're holding all the keys to everybody else's lives, and that's what it takes to be happy. I just don't understand how they can get so bent out of shape about this. It's ridiculous. I mean, let's face it. If your vagina, or your in the slangular, if your pussy was the nirvana you really believe it is, then why don't us men just, fall off and die like it happens in the insect world? I mean, that should be the result of it, right? The intensity is so much that our heart literally stops. And in a few old men's cases, that might actually happen, So good for them, I guess. But anyway, it's just amazing how a woman will turn her whole entire life into a bent and jaded reality just so she can hang a trophy on her wall, and don't even consider the people that she claims to love, that have to serve at the altar of that kind of selfishness and indulgence of being able to literally monopolize, capitalize, control their own personal private sex puppet that comes at their beckoning and at their will. I mean, that's replete throughout society as well. You know, a bent and jaded reality. And would rather live the rest of her life alone than to actually pull things off the side, put things in perspective for what they are, or try to find a way to make some type of an accommodation where everybody's lives can be the richer for it. You know? It just seems crazy that an act that takes less time than what it takes them to burn an egg on the stove can cause such turmoil and personal turmoil. Y'all deserve what you get. Shalom.